If you have the DJI Osmo Pocket 4P and you're looking for an easy way to color grade the footage that you captured with it so you can create cinematic, beautiful looking footage, let me show you how you can achieve that. You've seen me do many of these videos, so you probably know most of my settings. Today I'll actually focus a little bit more on the editing side of things, but let's just quickly go through the main settings that I use on the Pocket 4P. I always start by setting my bitrate to high. This is the most important, crucial part if you want to get high quality footage. Then I will show you my two custom modes because that's pretty much everything I use on the Pocket 4P. I have one mode for DLOG and one mode for DLOG2. If we go to my custom mode 1, I will swipe and I will show you that I have my exposure set to manual. I have my ISO set to 400 and my shutter speed is 1/60th of a second. That's because I'm shooting in 4K 30 frames per second. Shutter speed is always double the frame rate. You guys are familiar with that. White balance, I usually set it to auto, and I know this might trigger some people, but it really depends how much I'm moving around different areas, how long I stay at one location, because if I stay for longer than 5 minutes, obviously I will lock my white balance because I don't want it to fluctuate between different values. But if I'm running and gunning and I'm switching locations all the time, then I prefer to set it to auto because every location kind of has different lighting. So of course I prefer to let the camera do its thing and set it itself. Next, I go to color. You see I have selected DLOG2 with color recovery on. This helps me to see what's actually going on the screen. Image adjustment, -2 for texture, -2 for noise reduction. Those are extremely handy so you can have a little bit more flexibility in post. I don't want the camera to decide for me. I want to add noise reduction or sharpness myself. If I change to C2, it's pretty much exactly the same thing. Manual exposure, ISO 400, 1/60th shutter speed, and we have DLOG color profile with color recovery on and the same image adjustment values, -2 for noise reduction, -2 for sharpness. And then if I, of course, am shooting outside, I need ND filters because with those settings, the manually selected values, you will have a very bright and overexposed image. So to counter that, you need ND filters. I'm using the ones from Freewell. They are working wonders for the Pocket 4P. They don't have any tint, any color shift, any problems with the sharpness. They work great, and that's pretty much everything I use on the Pocket 4P. Now the rest of the magic happens right here behind me on the computer when we're going to color grade. When we talk about color grading, we usually focus on what happens inside the editing software, like adjusting exposure, fixing colors, adding contrast, creating a cinematic look. But the truth is, the best grades start with the best footage. And if your footage is underexposed or noisy because you didn't have enough light, there's only so much you can recover in post. That's why small lighting accessories can make such a big difference for creators. This is the Zenico ZN Lite, and it's a really interesting accessory for DJI users because it combines two things into one compact device, a fill light and a power solution for the Osmo Nano. The built-in 1270 mAh battery can provide up to 2 additional full charges for the Osmo Nano and even supports charging while recording. It features dual lighting modes including LEDs for more natural color reproduction and high brightness COB LED for stronger illumination when you need more reach. And with adjustable color temperature, you can match the light to your environment instead of fighting against it. The best part is that it keeps the whole setup very compact. Whether you're using the Osmo Nano or DJI action cameras like the Action 3, Action 4, Action 5 Pro, or even the Action 6, it's designed to add more flexibility without turning your small camera into a bulky rig. And with its super cheap price tag, it's a no-brainer for creators out there. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check it out. So there are a couple of different ways of color grading Pocket 4P footage that has been shot in DLOG or DLOG2, and I'll show you all of them today. So first, obviously, is to drop a ready-to-use LUT, which is usually just a one-click LUT that you drop on top of your footage, and then you simply tweak the exposure, the white balance if needed, and you're good to go. Those are the LUTs that I sell on my store. They are optimized for efficiency and speed, but if you want to dive a little bit deeper and have a little bit more control, you need to color grade manually. So To color grade manually, we have a shot here that was shot in DLOG. Then we have a shot in DLOG2 and another one in DLOG. So there are two ways to color grade a DLOG shot in DaVinci Resolve manually. So one of them, the first is to just drop a conversion LUT. This is DLOG to Rec 709. We just drop it here and we have a nice starting point for our grade. Many people will leave it as it is. Personally, I would never leave it as it is, but to each their own. And the next way, if I go back and reset this, the next way is to use a color space transform. This is a little bit of a sandwich that you make between the conversion of your flat color profile shot and your Rec 709 shot. So you have two different CST nodes. CST stands for color space transform. So let me just do that real quick. So first we have our CST in, which let me just write that. And then we have our CST out. And between all of these CSTs, we will do all of our work to grade. So color space transform on both of them. First, the CST in, we start with DJI D-Gamut and DJI D-Log. Then DaVinci, where is it? Wide gamut, DaVinci intermediate. This is our CST in, and CST out is pretty much the same thing that we selected, wide gamut, then DaVinci intermediate, Rec 709, Rec 709A. Some people set it to Gamma 2.4. If you're running a Mac, you can use Rec 709A, and that actually works a little bit better. Now, take a look at this. It already looks great, but from here, we will need a few nodes. So first we start with exposure. Then we have white balance. Then we have color balance. Let's just write balance. Then we have contrast, HSV saturation, our LUT that we want to use, but in this case we'll probably not use one, so we can just write LUT, but we'll see if we'll use one. And then some effects like glow. Let's just say glow. What else? Grain, and then sharpness. Those are, let's just do it like this. Those are all the nodes that I use to color grade the footage. Let's just close that. So starting with exposure, we can quickly balance this image a little bit by quickly dragging the shadows a little bit down. It's just a very quick primary edit that we can always go back to. I'm checking out the scopes as well, but this is not the final thing, obviously, since we're going to need a little bit more tweaking, which we'll get back to later for the exposure. Now, the exposure is fine, but the white balance, I want to make this shot a little bit more dreamy, summery, so I will introduce a little bit of yellow into the highlights, just a little bit, and we already can see the difference that it makes from these colder tones to a little bit warmer. I want to have a warmer feel for this image. The color balance is something that I do here in the curves. I change the hue of the blues, like so. I change it to something a little bit more teal, and then I change the hue of the yellow to something a little bit more orange. If we take a look at the leaves, for example, they were a little bit greener. I like them to be just a tiny bit more orange. And those are just some very minor quick corrections that we can do. Obviously, we can play with them a lot more. We don't want to go overboard. Obviously, that's not a good look, but just a tiny bit is what looks fine, in my opinion. And then we can also change the saturation of some of these colors. But for now, we'll not go into that. I always like to increase the contrast just a tiny bit, not too much because it gets crazy bad, but maybe something like this. 1.05 is fine, just a very small amount. Then the HSV saturation is a great way to saturate your image without making it look bad. So if we just turn up the saturation, it looks horrible. But the HSV saturation is something else that works properly in DaVinci Resolve. So we need to change the color space to HSV and then go to channels and remove channel 1 and channel 3. So we only have channel 2, and then if we increase the gain on the highlights here, it will actually saturate the image. Obviously that's way too much, but if we just saturate the image a little bit by adjusting the gain on the highlights, it adds a very nice touch of saturation without going overboard. So if we take a look at before and the after, it's just a tiny bit of saturation that goes into the right space and the right area. The LUT we actually won't use here because we already have a very nice looking image in my opinion, but to make it a little bit more dreamy and summery, I will add a bit of effects. So let's just add glow here, and here we can adjust the threshold, which means how much glow we want. I want just a tiny bit, obviously nothing crazy. And then we can play with the gain, the gamma, all those little sliders. They are your friends. You can adjust them and see how they affect your image. And I just want a tiny bit of, a glow on the street. We have a little puddle here that we just want to emphasize that it's a dreamy, summery look that we are going for. Grain is again something that I love doing. Film grain is something that I love doing and adding on top of my footage, just to have that film look on my footage. Maybe that's a little bit too much. And then sharpness, always we need to add a little bit of sharpness. 0.48 is what I'm always going for. And we are kind of done with this image. It looks fantastic in my opinion. And if we go at the before and after, it makes a drastic difference, I would say. Now let's just copy all of that and paste it on top of our other footage that we have here shot with the Pocket 4P in DLOG profile. This is in 60 frames per second. Looks great as it is. Now, one thing that I would do is if we take a look at the waves here, because of the rocks, we have a tiny bit of magenta that I would like to remove. So I will just go to the white balance node and just add a little bit of green tint, just a tiny bit, not too much. Obviously that's the balance here to not go overboard. And we already have a great looking shot and just looks great. In a matter of seconds, we copied everything that we did from the previous node and we did it here as well. Now, the final thing is DLOG2 footage, which unfortunately does not work the same way because DaVinci Resolve does not have this CST available for DJI DLOG2. It's only for DLOG. So for DLOG2, we actually need to use another way to color grade our footage if we want to grade it properly. So what we need to do is to add plenty of nodes. Actually, I will just copy everything and just paste it here. But as you will see, this does not work. We don't need CST in here and we don't need CST out. So we will do all of our main corrections and then add a final node where we will add our conversion LUT. So this is our conversion LUT, DLOG2 to Rec 709 or DLOG2 Vivid to Rec 709. I actually believe the DLOG2 Vivid works better, so we'll just apply that. And this is, by the way, this is a free LUT that DJI offers on their website. Now, of course, we need some corrections. Nothing is done. The grain, first of all, is way too much. If we zoom in a little bit, you will see that the grain is just a lot. If we remove it, it's such a clean shot, and I actually prefer to remove the grain for this shot. So I will just delete the node. Let's just go back to our main shot. We need to dial in the exposure a little bit. So no darker shadows, no smaller amount of highlights. We can actually increase the midtones a little bit. Actually, no, we don't need to do that. We have a nice image that we're working with. White balance we can set as it is right now, although I really like this bluer tones. So actually, you know what, I will just reset everything. We will keep the contrast, we will keep the HSV saturation. We can even increase it a little bit, and then we have glow and sharpness and our LUT. Now what I will also do is add another node here and do a little bit of a mask. As you see here in my previous footage that I have graded, I did a little bit of an edit. So I will do this. This is a gradient that you can add and just drag it a little bit so it's nice and smooth, and then just add a purple tint to the footage. Now, obviously this is way too much, but we will adjust it. So in order to make it look like a really nice sunset, which adds a little bit of color into it, we can do something like this and then play with the color of the purple. You can add a little bit of saturation, and overall I need to add the HSV saturation. I need to pump it up a little bit so it's nice and saturated in a good way. We don't want to make it too much. Actually, I think I did it a little bit too much here on this shot because it's way too much. Here it's a little bit more subtle and a little bit better looking in my opinion. So as long as you have the time to adjust these things and play a little bit, you can just do wonders with the footage from the Pocket 4P because it's that good. It looks crazy good from the before and the after. Now obviously, if you are not a fan of this look, you can just remove it and you still end up with a shot that looks super nice, but in my opinion it's a little bit bland, so that's the reason why I added this. I understand it might be a little bit too much, so if it is, we can go here to this and just remove or adjust the key output to, let's just say 0.5, so it's a little bit more subtle, and this is kind of lowering the opacity of everything that we did in this node. So this is how you can easily adjust the look of your Pocket 4P footage, whether that's recorded in DLOG or DLOG2. We have a couple of different variants on how to grade it, and I hope this video helped you out to understand the basics and to understand how easy it is to actually create a great looking shot with this camera. And there you guys have it. I hope you enjoyed this video with the Pocket 4P, the best settings and the way I color grade. I hope it was informative and interesting for you. I hope you learned something new. Let me know if you did by clicking on the like button and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one very soon. Ciao.